The Icons of Real Estate podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing Icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business. From $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters at Real Estate Marketing, Ardor SEO.
Welcome to Icons of Real Estate. Today's icon is Kunal Seth of the Seth Brothers, an EXP agent, and they come to you from Houston. The Seth Brothers have 20 years of combined real estate experience, are a powerhouse team of knowledgeable agents with a full-service operations team to handle all transactions, dedicated marketing and social media department, ranked top real estate team in Houston every year. In addition, Kunal coaches business owners, entrepreneurs, and employees on how to take full control of their financial independence and wealth by an action plan through what he calls a first-generation mindset. And I can't wait to hear more about that. Welcome, Kunal.
Thank you, Patty. Excited to be on your podcast today. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited too. So we usually start with the real estate icon, such as yourself, telling their story. You know, how did they get to where they are today? The real estate journey. But yours, I think, is very tied in, I'm imagining, to this first generation mindset. So could you tell us that story?
Happy to share, Patty. So I'm originally from India, came to US about 20 years ago, came here to go to grad school. And after my grad school, worked in corporate America and transitioned to real estate about 7-9 years back. But when I first came to US, I came with a vision to have financial freedom and financial success. To me, financial success means having independence, not depending upon anyone, whether it's your family member, whether it's your employer, it does not matter. So when I came to US 20 years back, came here to go to grad school, the big vision was to be independent. But for that, I had to put certain strategies in place to get first employment on campus, then to get employment off campus. Because when you come to US, I came on a student visa. And after you have your student visa, you have a year to find someone to give you a job and sponsor your work visa. Mm-hmm. So my first break in corporate America was with a consulting company, Deloitte & Touche. And I was made the offer to work in Houston. So 2003 is when I moved to Houston. Worked for this consulting company for a number of years. And then I worked for another oil and gas company, Transocean. And I'd worked with them for about 5-6 years. In 2013, I got my real estate license. And that year, Patty, I was working for Transocean in a rotational job. So I would work 1 month and get 1 month off. And I would go to these rigs, offshore rigs all over the world, to operational safety audits. So when I got off those rigs, I had a lot of free time. And in that free time, I said, let me get my license, start selling some homes. So 2013, for 7-9 months, I did real estate part-time, loved what I saw future growth potential in that. And then end of 2013, I quit corporate America and I partnered with my brother-in-law. Just a coincidence, Patty. His last name is also Seth.
What a coincidence. I assumed it was your brother, but it's your brother-in-law. That's an amazing coincidence. Must be meant to be.
Yes. So Son was married to my sister. Mm-hmm. He was born and raised in Boston. Of course, was born and raised in India. So when he made the team, we said Seth Brothers sounds much better than Seth Brother-in-laws. So that was in 2014, we made the team. But as realtors in Houston has 50,000 realtors. We want to make sure that we're creating a niche for ourselves. So we targeted our builders, developers. And over the years, we've become preferred realtor partners with these builders. Buyer goes into a sales office. They want to buy a home. They have a home to sell and they're not working with the realtor. They refer us that business. So from the referral business, we've grown the team, have much bigger market share. And in 2021, our team closed about 151 million in sales volume. We closed about 330 units. So we are doing a lot of business in the Houston market. Mm-hmm. I'll pause here. Is this journey making sense so far, Patty?
Yes, and you've accomplished so much in a relatively short period of time. You said you started this, got your license in just 2013, so less than 10 years ago. Amazing.
Correct. Now, the reason for my success is not because I'm the smartest realtor or most hardworking realtor, but it's a mindset that I came with to America, which is the first generation mindset. First generation mindset, Patty, is all about taking nothing for granted, waking up every day, striving for excellence, having a clarity of vision for long-term growth and success. Most people who are born and raised in America, they take things for granted. First and foremost, they take being American as a privilege, right? They get it for granted. But then when I first came to US, if I had not got a job in 12 months, I would have got shipped back to my home country, which is back to India. And I was not going to let that happen. So not only finding a job, finding an employer will sponsor your work visa. So when you come to this country with a vision, you fall and fail, but failure is not an option. Going back is not an option. So you shared before the podcast started that you're third or fourth generation American. What your great grandparents went through, struggles of coming to America, making the first paycheck, putting shelter over the family. Those struggles, most people as they go down generation don't go through that. So first generation Patty applies not just to first generation American, it applies to you if you're the first one in the family to be a realtor, first one to be an entrepreneur, first one to go to college, first one to be a single parent. When you're the first one in your family to do something, going from small town to big town, the struggles you go through, your next generation, your kids, grandkids, will not go through the same struggles. And most people take things for granted and they get unplugged with the first generation mindset. So my vision is through my coaching, through my mentorship, I find people and their strengths and I motivate them, train them, coach them, mentor them to reactivate the first generation mindset. Be it in real estate, be it as an entrepreneur, be it as a parent, whatever it may be. And once I reactivate that, my mission is to help them get exponential financial success in life.
I just love that. And you work with individuals, groups. How do you do that?
So as you mean as coaching and mentorship?
Yes.
I have weekly group coaching calls that I do once a week. And then individually, I either meet them in person or even virtual. So I have a system where let me first coach you, mentor you on a group session. Okay. And if somebody is motivated and they want to get more success, they want to be coached, but they're not disciplined to show up on these coaching calls, then I'm not going to spend my time and effort to coach them one-on-one. So it's almost like a screening process.
That makes sense.
And your seriousness to be coached, to be mentored in a group setting. And then if you show your seriousness, then I'm willing to commit to you to work with you on one-on-one basis. But my goal is that, your success becomes my success. Your failure is my failure. But if your success is not important to you, there's not a whole lot I can do to help you get more success. Because I like people, Patty, who are self-motivated, self-driven, and maybe they need a little bit of nudge or a push or a direction. But if they need to be motivated on a daily basis, there's so much I can do to fuel them up.
Absolutely. I love something that I read that you had talked about, and that's get rid of that plan B. So often we have a plan B. Well, I really want to do this, but if it doesn't work out, I can always fall back on plan B. So can you talk about that a little bit?
Contingency planning, having a safety net are all great things. But when you commit to doing something, when you have a fallback option or a plan B or plan C, you will never commit 100% of your time and effort towards that goal. Because you'd always say, if it doesn't work out, I got plan B. For me, plan B was my education, my work experience that I got in corporate America. That was my plan B. If I did not have success in real estate, I can always get a job back in corporate America. I always have the college degree. A lot of people who may have interest in being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, they have a full-time job. They do it as a side hustle. Side hustle, they sometimes do it for a lifetime, and they're never able to unplug and follow the passion to be an entrepreneur as a full-time basis. And they will get so much success because they want a safety net. They don't want to take the risk. If you want exponential success in life, you've got to take your chances. You got to take the risk. But having a safety net of having a second job, third job is not the right strategy. If you believe in your passion, believe in your vision to be an entrepreneur or to be a business owner, commit 100% of your time and effort to it. Because when you do that, in a shorter period of time, you will know, are you cut out for that or not? When you do it on a part-time basis, it may take you maybe a year or 2 years to finally realize that was not it for you. What you've lost is time. I'd rather go 100% in for 6 months into a strategy or a business idea, make it work, let it fail, and then move on to the next thing.
Wow. I just love everything that you're talking about. Now, do you find that most people that are first generation Americans automatically have that mindset even today?
Absolutely, yes. So when you are first generation American, Patty, you have left your home country, left your family, left your friends, and you come here to this country. First, you have to adapt yourself, learn the language skills, learn to how you carry yourself, learn to be adapted and accepted by the culture and the people around you. And then you have to find yourself, to find employment, or find an opportunity to provide for yourself or your family back at home. In this case, for me, in India. So for them, they will do whatever it takes to find success. When you're second, third, fourth generation, you wait for the handouts from the government, whether it's food stamps, whether it's unemployment benefit, or getting grants. But someone who's international, new to this country, all those options are not available. Either if you have a job or you don't have a job. If you don't have a job, there is no unemployment benefit coming your way, or you have no benefits coming your way. The only fallback is then you go back to your home country. So when you have a fear of things can be taken away, instincts kick in, Patty. Instincts of, I got to provide for my family, food, shelter, all those things come into play. But if you say, even if I don't have a job, I can just sit at home, collect that unemployment check. That's a privilege for the Americans. That's not an opportunity or a privilege for someone who's new to this country, who's international or first generation American. So that risk or the fear of things being taken away, that risk allows someone like myself to put myself more out there, to take the risk and to do whatever it takes to be successful.
Yeah, I can see that as such a strength, and I can recognize some strengths in you, that gumption, that attitude that you will make this happen. What do you feel are your strengths, especially in the real estate business?
So some of my core strengths, Patty, I'm a quick decision maker. In a very short period of time, I can quickly analyze the best case scenario and the worst case scenario of any decision that I'm going to make. And that also comes from my corporate America world. I used to work as an auditor. As an auditor, I was trained to find what was not working instead of finding what was working.
Sure.
And that allowed me to find areas of improvement and apply that in my business every day. When I'm talking to a client, when I'm doing a process improvement, talking to an employee or a team member, or going over a process, I focus on where is there room for improvement? What are we doing not well? Or where is there are errors in the process? So that skill set is where I can always be improving, doing better than what I was doing yesterday, last week, or last month. But that also allows me to make quick decisions. One other strength I have is, I take risk, but I take calculated risk. So even when I got my license for 6-7 months, when I worked as a part-time realtor, I earned about $60,000. And I felt that as a part-time realtor, if I earn 60, I can crack the $100,000 barrier when I do it full-time. So while I take risk, I take calculated risk. I don't take risk which is going to take me away or not get any success to me. But as a realtor, I am successful because I look at things with big picture, long-term growth, long-term success. Most realtors are short-sighted. They want success today. They want a paycheck today. Now, if they have lack of financial success and they live paycheck to paycheck, they have no choice but to chase a deal, Patty, that's going to get them paid today. But if they have a game plan, long-term strategic growth plan, then finding a business partnership or selling a home that's going to close in 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, that create leverage for them is an opportunity. So most realtors, because they want to get paid today, they focus on selling used homes or resale homes. Because when you sell one of those, you get paid in 30 days to 60 days. But if I was to sell a brand new home that's going to be built, it may take 6 months or up to a year.
Mhm.
When I sell those new homes, that allows me to create leverage and partnership with the builders and developers. That was my secret sauce in 2014. I create partnership relationship with these builders. That's why today, when they have somebody who's looking to buying a home and they're not working with a realtor, they call me, call my team, and I generate a lot of business with them. So most realtors are short-sighted. They want rewards today. If they just pivot and create a game plan, which is for long-term success, they'll create leverage for themselves in the market.
I love that. I talked to somebody the other day who also talked about that big picture, kind of zooming out so that you can see the landscape more clearly. Now, is that something in your coaching that you help people with as well?
So in my coaching, first thing I do is I do a lot of asking with whys. Why are you doing this? What's the driver? What's your background? What's your passion? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And then I figure out, are they aligned doing what they're doing today with their strengths? Or are they doing something just to make them ends meet to pay their bills? Okay. So I want to bring clarity to people of their long-term vision for growth and success. Then I determine what their strengths are. And I determine, evaluate, are they working towards accomplishing long-term vision for growth and success based on their strengths or not? And if not, I challenge them and make them pivot their career growth or pivot their job or start a new business. Because while they may be earning money doing a job, if it's not aligned with a long-term vision, then it's just a job that's 9 to 5. They will never be able to advance significantly or have a sense of fulfillment. So when I'm coaching people, it's digging deep, figuring out long-term vision for growth is, and then aligning the current situation of which puts them in the best position for long-term success and growth.
Wow, you must just be an amazing coach and mentor. I want to set up an appointment. It just sounds so anybody could use this help, whether they're in real estate or not, it sounds like.
Correct. So it's not, I do real estate coaching, but this coaching is more about business coaching because all realtors are business owners, entrepreneurs, but there are other entrepreneurs who may have a passion for, being a florist, but that passion, why did they open the store? Was it because their mom had that store or dad had this, so it passed on to them and just running a family business? Or do they really like flowers? Or if they're a pet store, do they really like pets? Well, I'm just running the business, but if you're not passionate about animals, then it's just a transaction-based business. But if you're passionate about animals and having a pet store is aligned with your passion and long-term vision. So that's the part where challenging people, asking people questions, and giving advice without consideration is one of my core strengths over here, Patty.
Wow. Now, your brother-in-law, who shares the same last name, which is such an amazing coincidence, does he have different strengths? And do you complement each other with those different strengths?
So we are almost yin-yang, complete opposites.
Oh.
There's something called as a DISC profile, D-I-S-C.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that is, Patty?
I don't.
Okay. So D stands for D as in driver, I for interactive, S for stabilizer, and C for cautious. We all have elements of DISC in a personality. Some people are high Ds, some are high I, some are high S, some are high Cs, okay? If someone wants to be successful in sales, they have to have high I, which is where they're interactive. They're social human beings. They like to interact with people. Somebody who wants to work a 9 to 5 job, sit behind the scene, being a high I is not important, but they gotta have high C, which is cautious. Someone who's an accountant, someone who's a pilot or an engineer, but then checking off all the boxes, making sure everything is done correctly. That's where you have to be a high C, very cautious person. Somebody who's high S is a stabilizer, easygoing person. Hey, Patty, do you have time this afternoon? Do you want to go out for coffee? Said, sure. Where do you want to go? I don't care, wherever you want to go. That's a high S, easygoing person. A high D, you ask them, hey, what do you want to eat? Where do you want to go? They say, that's where I want to go. That's where I want to. They're very directive, okay? So on a scale of 1 to 100, I'm a 99D and 99I. Sonnet, my business partner, is in the high 80s, so 90s S and 80, 90s C. So we complete opposites.
Wow,
So
it is yin yang, but it complements each other. Yes.
Correct. And he's all about, hey, let's sit back, let's evaluate. When you have a team member who has a problem and just want to be heard and be asked, how's your day going? I'm not the right person. I'm the most impatient person. It's like, give me the problem, let me solve it for you. But if you want someone to talk to them patiently, they go to him.
Right.
So as organization leaders, there is no one right leadership style. If somebody was just DI as an organization leader, they would be on their own all the time and cause a lot of damage, which I do, right? Or somebody who is like solid, high S and high C, they will advance in career, but they may not take as many risks, right? So that's a balance you gotta have. So we are blessed. The two of us are complete opposites, and we balance each other. But when people are building the company, organization, whether it's real estate or not real estate, does not matter. Once you know your profile and your strengths, you gotta find people or employees that complement. So they're not your duplicates, but if you are somebody who is extremely cautious, you gotta get somebody in your team organization who is a little bit more risk taker, who's outgoing. This is where when companies and organizations flourish, they flourish not because of product services, they flourish because of the people that are running the company, people who are employed in the company, because when they have the right mindset, then that's where success comes to the company.
My goodness, that is very, very fascinating. So do a lot of companies use this particular assessment? Do you know?
So if not this assessment, there are other assessments that companies use. I would say, do you know what a Carfax report, Patty, is?
Yes,
Do you know what Craigslist is?
I do.
Would you ever buy a car from Craigslist without running a Carfax report?
Would probably be a good idea.
A DISC report is a Carfax report for humans.
Oh, that's a great way to explain it. Thank you.
So one company is using it, not all use it, but if it was left up to me, I think everyone must do the DISC profile. I've done it for myself, my wife, my mom, my dad, my friends. Now I know them better. Somebody who is empathetic, the way you communicate with them is different than somebody who's high DI. Somebody who's high DI, tell them the punchline first and then the details. With somebody who's SC, you would say, give me all the details and allow me to evaluate, and then I'll make my decision. So it's complete different communication style. So when you work with clients, in a matter of seconds, I can figure out the personality type without doing the test.
Sure.
Once I know that, then my communication style, my speech, delivery, what I say, how I say, all changes. And when I'm aligned with how they receive information, I'm better equipped to win their trust and eventually win their business.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense, because some people, they like every little detail. They get frustrated to have to go they like to go step by step by step, and other people that would frustrate them. They want to see the big picture. They get it immediately and they can go from 1 to 100. So if you're able to figure that out, you know how to deal with them.
Correct.
That's great. So what are your goals, I guess, in real estate as a coach, just your general goals for the rest of this year?
So now this year, I'll share with you my long-term vision. My long-term vision is to leave a legacy of impact. Legacy of impact is not about having so much money in the bank or owning so many assets. It's about making a change, making a difference in your market. Now, for me, my market is Houston, Texas. The way I'm leaving a legacy of impact is I train, coach agents to be more financially successful. I coach, train my clients to make the right financial decision to buy assets or to do real estate transactions. I help other entrepreneurs to be more successful in their business. So while 1 degree of change in their mindset or business in the long term can mean it can make a big difference. But that 1 degree of separation, 1 degree of shift is what most people need. So when I'm impacting these people by coaching them, training them, mentoring them, I want to leave a legacy. There was this guy, Kunal Seth, who coached me, trained me, mentored me, or allowed me to get more success as a business owner or as a realtor. I also believe long-term success comes from real estate acquisitions, owning real estate, whether it's residential or commercial. Now, I happen to be in the business, so it's second nature for me to find opportunities in the market, whether it's a investment home or a commercial property. But when you own assets, real estate assets, they're the tangible things which you can touch and feel. Yes, market shifts from up to down and bubble and bust, but real estate is one thing. There's always will be a scarcity of land. It's a finite supply. So I believe that, if you want long-term success, having the first generation mindset, owning real estate is important, but also you want to be challenged. Most people find a tribe where they fit in, and they fit in to be accepted. I'm a believer you should build your own tribe of people who are like-minded, who are self-driven, self-motivated, or driven less like yourself. And when you're around those people, they will uplift one another. I don't need a pat on the back every day. Oh, Kunal, you had a great day, good job. I need someone to push me every day, motivate me, fire me up, and let me know that, you know what? You got to do whatever you can do today to get more success for the legacy you want to leave behind for your kids and your grandkids.
Wow. Well, I can tell you're wonderful at what you do. I mean, I'm just excited talking to you. I mean, I really am. I have to think about where I'm at, where I want to be, where I'm possibly missing the boat. So you're wonderful at what you do. Do you have any challenges? We all have challenges in this business. Is it difficult to reach out to people, or is it difficult for them to find you? How do you find the people that want to work with you?
So I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, I'm on social media, I'm on Instagram. I have a weekly coaching session. I also post those videos on YouTube channel. I have my own YouTube channel. So when I do a coaching session, my team snips out, key, maybe 60-second or 2-minute long clips from those coaching sessions. My team also posts all 1 hour, 30-minute coaching sessions. So it's about getting exposure to a different mindset. It does not matter whether you live in Texas, Houston, whether you're a realtor or not a realtor. It's a business mind that you gotta have to run a company, run an organization. So most people, when they open their own organization, start their own companies, they want to appease everyone, Patty. And I tell them, if you want to be liked by everyone, please go sell some ice cream. Someone who gives an ice cream to a kid, to an adult, smile in the face.
Right.
If you want to sell ice cream, then you'll sell ice cream all your life. Because if you want to be a business owner, you have to make some tough decisions. Hiring, firing, pay raise, no pay raise, payroll. These are tough decisions. Right. So this is where having a business mind is what is needed to be successful. And that's where most people are missing. And they think they want to be a realtor. They think they want to be an entrepreneur, but it takes a different breed of people to have the mindset to be successful as an entrepreneur.
I agree with you there. And thank you for the big picture thinking and the big picture interview today. I loved having you on Icons of Real Estate. I know you have an appointment and have to go, but I just want to thank you for taking this time today to share your first generation mindset, big picture mindset and vision. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks for having you on the show, Patty.
It was great.